Peace and Black Power family. This is your host, Raheem Shabazz, and we are here for another episode of Necessary Blackness podcast. And I am joined today by my lovely co-host, Marcy Lee. And we just decided a little bit earlier that we was just going to jump online, man, and chop it up with the family. We do have another interview coming up. I think it's going to be on Sunday. Y'all stay tuned for that interview. Um, Real good, yeah. Lot of the game being dropped. But we wanted to come on here and chop it up with the family, man. We know, everybody's still on quarantine in certain places. But if you live in Atlanta like I do, the city is wide open and ready to receive you. Whether you want to come to the strip club and get some lemon pepper chicken wings and a drink too, and watch some girls on the pole, or you just want to come to the city, it's open. But other people, they are definitely practicing social distancing.
Why you think Atlanta open?
Uh, I don't know, man. It could be a conspiracy because this is the Black Mecca.
Too much chocolate?
Yeah, a lot of chocolate. You know, yeah. So COVID is up and it's rising. Myself, I have been.
Is it irresponsible? Keisha, she's still the mayor.
Listen, just listen. We know about politicians. You know what I mean? Um, they don't necessarily always do what's in the best interest of people. But one thing I will say though, even though that things are opening up, um, everywhere I go, and I'm not going to the club or nothing like that. Clubs, they ain't practicing social distance or they not wearing masks. But everywhere that I go, most people are wearing masks. So, they are taking some precautions. But as far as things closing down and all that, it ain't happening in Atlanta.
Okay, well, hey, I
The
don't know.
city,
I just feel like it might be a little irresponsible.
yeah, the city is blessed and they are ready to receive you.
Mm.
So make sure you go to Atlanta. But there's a lot we're going to talk about. What you want to start with?
Mm, 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 mm.
Oh, you know what? Before you even start,
The
I want
queen.
I want to dedicate this podcast, and you informed me. I didn't even know that our beloved queen, our mother queen, right? We got to bestow that title upon Cicely Tyson. Has transitioned today, and she was 96 years old. We're losing a lot of our elders, iconic elders, because we know that she was an actress and a fashion icon with over 70 years in the industry. And yeah, she transitioned. So I want to say rest in peace to that queen. And I want to definitely dedicate this podcast to her.
Yes, most definitely. And condolences to her family, her friends, and, all of her millions of fans across the country, the world. Rest in power to the queen.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's the first topic of discussion you want to talk about?
Well, let's start off with how about that football player? Let's get into his trifling. I ain't even gonna cuss. I was about to, but let's just get into his crazy behavior. I don't know if people heard about him, but his name is Wheeler. What is it? Chad Wheeler. He plays for the Seahawks. He
Absolutely.
basically beat his girl unconscious.
Well, it wasn't just this girl; it was a black woman.
Yes, I knew we was going to, mention that. But yes, she was a black female. And from what I understand, he wanted her to bow down. He
Yeah, he
wanted
was.
her to bow down and she refused. And he whipped that ass. Like, seriously. So if you see the pictures, it's disgusting what he
Yeah,
did to her. And he actually thought that he killed her. Based on articles and the headlines, he thought that she was dead once she got up and ran to the bathroom. He was like, "Oh, you alive?" Basically, so that's a crazy situation. What you think about it?
When I first read the story and the headlines, I was like, wow. It brought me to mind of that slave play where you remember maybe a year or two ago they had this movie called Slave Play where they had blacks portraying them slave and white overseers, and they was willing participants in their slavery. And I was like, yo, is this a scene out of Slave Play or something? What's going on here? You know, so then I went online and I started doing a little bit of research. And let me say this, right? Some of y'all, you know, I'm unapologetically black, right? And I don't believe in, you know, talking black and sleeping white, right? But we do have those that are melanated that you know, they go to the other side. And y'all be wishing death sentences on people for doing that. You know, I'm not one of those individuals. You know, um, and people was ruthless. They was like, "That's what she get for Zaddy," and you know, I just can't condone, you know, another black woman, whether it's a person that's black or white, brutalizing them. And to read this story of, you know, he wanting her to bow down and she wouldn't bow down to the white slave master, the colonizer. And then, yo, he beat her to a pulp.
And you
And
know what? I gotta touch on what you was just kind of, you kind of touched on it a little bit, but the reality is there is some people in our community who have, big voices, people who have a lot of influence, and they're talking real reckless, about women like her who choose to get with non-melanated people, non-black people, white people. Okay. And the things that they say about this black woman, like
mhm,
dead wench, whatever you might call her, or wishing her death, or that's what she get, that is beneath, the true essence of black people. For you to, have that kind of negative energy towards another black person, whether they choose to be with someone outside of the race or not, it's unacceptable. Mainly because if you understand, we all have our own journey. I mean, who knows? Maybe she needed to go through that experience to realize something in her life. And, maybe it took, a white person to perpetrate this situation. Who knows? I mean, a black person could have done it too. But I'm just saying, to judge her, to criticize her, to, condemn her, for making this choice, it is I feel like it's a horrible thing to do. And anybody who supports someone who would speak so negatively to the spirit and the soul and the well-being of a black woman,
says
I
a lot.
don't know. You gotta take a look at yourself for real.
But you know, it speaks to the bigger issue, right? That he did this because he thought he could get away with it. He did this because he knows that society doesn't value a black woman's life. And when you read her encounter of what actually happened, she said he was drinking a smoothie. And when she ran from the bedroom into the bathroom where she had her phone and called 911, when he seen her run by, he said, "Oh, you still alive?" He thought she was dead. He actually thought he committed murder. Now he is out on bail. And what's ironic is the first headline is saying that he went through a manic depression. Who diagnosed him with that? So they already, let's understand racism, white supremacy. The headlines, the news are already building the defense around him that he wasn't in his right mind.
Hold on.
Yeah.
This is a good segue because you say he's out on bail, but
Yeah.
that young black man who went to the Capitol, he's
Received no
still
bail.
locked up.
No bail.
No bail for
No
going to the
bail at all.
Capitol and rioting. He didn't. Did he? beat somebody to a pulp? Did he harm someone, commit violence against somebody physically? Do you know?
Well, allegedly they saying that he was hitting the officer with a metal bat. What we do know is that he is homeless and that he was living in a transitional living space or something to that effect.
He's only like 20 years old. His name is
Yeah.
Emmanuel Jackson.
Well, Emmanuel Jackson got his nigga wake up call.
Okay, all
Because
right.
out of everybody, listen, there was a lot of people. You know, one of them had a flag and was harpooning the police officer with that. So he wasn't the only one that perpetrated violence against anybody else. You know, they didn't even give him a bail. Not, he's homeless, not that he could afford it, but they didn't even want to make it seem fair dealings, you know, and they know people's gonna look at this, but they don't care. This is black robes, white justice. This is what happens in the injustice system, and it's real telling that it was other individuals. Um, the guy that looked all crazy said he was a shaman and he could only eat organic food. He was able to get that request done within 24 hours. And for those that don't know, the Attica Riot of the 70s, where many brothers lost their lives, one of the conditions was that, because at that time, a lot of them was black Muslims under the leadership of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And they was not eating pork. And they didn't want to, they wanted to have a food that is suitable for their dietary needs. So brothers had to die for that before it was able to happen. This man
Mm.
made a simple request. His mother got on national TV and said her son is falling ill because if he eats anything that is non-organic, it's going to be a problem, and he hasn't eaten in days. You know what happens when you in jail and you don't eat in days? They take your ass, strain you in restraints, and they stick a tube in your mouth and feed you. Because you're going to live. You ain't going to
Well,
die.
this is just another example of white entitlement. Like, you know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? It's like, why is he get, special treatment? You know, for what? Because they made a request. Why does he get treated special?
Because he's white. And they,
Exactly. White entitlement.
yeah.
And right here in your face, smacking you right up all in your face. But
Shout out to our brother Huey P. Newton. He's in the building. He was asking, what's today's podcast title? We really don't have a title for this. We just gonna freestyle and we just
it's
gonna
kind
talk.
of current events because we're
Yeah.
talking about a lot of things that's happened over this past week that's kind of shocking. Things that kind of like stuck out. But one thing that we didn't touch on that happened, but a lot of people was talking about, and I wanted to get on it today.
That's
Donald Trump and him pardoning Lil Wayne, like different people. But my thing is, I wanted to ask you, do you think they paid for these pardons?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Whether some of it I think might have been monetary, some of it was political favors. In the case of Little Wayne, I wouldn't be surprised if he paid money, but I don't think he had to pay. All he had to do was go up there and endorse Donald Trump. So when it was reported that he had got indicted for the gun charge, and then 3 days later he was going to plead guilty, like he didn't even build a defense. He didn't even wait for the state to give him an offer or a plea deal. He was automatically pleading guilty, right? So that was suspect right there. And the reason why is because he already knew beforehand that he had did a political deal with Donald Trump. I'm gonna endorse you, and I'm gonna come out and support you, and millions of people will see this, and this would be a good look for you. And in return, I need you to make this go away. And Donald Trump, a shrewd businessman, he's seen that what is gonna hurt me to do this, and he did it for Lil Wayne. And what I will say is though, I am not a fan of Lil Wayne. I don't like his music. I think I even stopped listening to him when he did that song where he said, I beat the P up like Emmett Till. So the backlash for that was that he lost his deal with Mountain Dew. But that was the first time, right?
But let's
And
dissect that, because with him and Donald Trump, if he made a deal with him, I heard people saying, that's smart. I want to say Whack. What's his name? Whack something.
Wacko,
The guy. I think he's the game's manager or something
yeah,
like that.
Wacko, 100.
Okay. I think I heard him talking about how he thought that it was smart and everybody was clowning Lil Wayne, but he showed us basically it was a smart dude. I mean, a smart deal. I don't think so. I mean, I mean, for him, yeah, if you working off of individualism, yeah. But for the people, bro, no, you gonna sell the people out? Like, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it's best to look out for your own best self interest, or do
Nah.
you think it should be B1 all day? B1.
Oh, it's B1 all day, but we got to be mindful that I know you seen the interview with the young lady in the interviewing Little Wayne, and they was asking what he think about racism, and he said racism don't exist. He's black, rich nigga. And he was like, "Don't ask me about that shit. That shit don't exist." Remember that interview?
Yeah, I'm the one who, yeah. Yes, I totally remember that interview, and people was saying that, trying to give him excuses. No, he knew exactly what he was doing
Yeah,
on some ignorant ish. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like, that cameraman is white. He's videotaping me. All these white kids, they paying to go to my concerts. Are you stupid? Like, the reason why I say that is because we've known that white kids come from their nice little suburbs and they come into the hood, buy drugs, they coming in the hood, going to the concerts, listen to the music, having fun, but then they go back to their nice little neighborhoods. But I guarantee you this, you wouldn't be accepted. You walked your tail in there and try to marry one of their daughters. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
absolutely.
Like, that ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? And maybe today, if you find a certain quality of white person, that it might be acceptable. But my whole point is that racism exists because you see it every day on TV. You see black people being shot down in the street. How simple-minded do you have to separate your blackness from the blackness of the group, like the whole? Like, your blackness is not different from the rest of ours. You know what I'm saying? So I think for him to make that differentiation is asinine, really.
Yeah, like you said, when you say, "Are you stupid?" So the question, Little Wayne, is, "Are you stupid or are you stupid?"
Are you stupid, or are you stupid?
Stupid. I think he's all three. I think he's all three. But we ain't gonna spend no more time and no more energy on this low frequency slave that hasn't done nothing to advance us forward as a race of people. So what else we gonna talk about? What's else on the agenda?
So besides the pardoning, what else did we have? Oh, the young woman, the student who was tased by that police officer.
Oh yeah, I posted that on my Instagram, right? And it's something that we continuously see, throughout our time here. That black women lives are not valued. This was a high school student that he tased. And when I was looking at it, not only did he tase her, but when she was down, out, and unconscious.
Was he giving her like two pieces? What was he doing?
Now I didn't see him hit her. But the way he straddled her and put her hand behind the back, it was just almost like you watching. You know how you watch those reality shows with the hunters and they kill the deer and then they go and get the deer and they tie it up. The deer's already dead, but they still tying it up. And, it's like, they look at it when you kill a deer, they call it game, right? So it was just like when I seen him crouched over her and straddling her, is he caught his game, you know, and she was a prey to him. And throughout time in history, we see that the white man in particularly, right, has vitriol to the black race, but the black woman as a whole. And the reason why is because nobody does anything, right? Now, I understand it was young, this was high school, and these are students and different things like that, right? But let me tell you, man, them same young high school students, right? When we hear about gang violence and robberies and shootings and different things like that, they're the ones that's doing it, right? So you have I don't want to say I don't want to use the wrong words, but you have violence for your own people, but you couldn't help that sister. And I always say this, right? And I know y'all heard me say this for years, and I'm gonna say it on this podcast again and again and again, right? We have to spend the last dollar in our treasury, and we have to use the last bullet in our arsenal to protect the black woman by any means necessary. Listen, when I was watching that video, I was like, oh, it's gonna come. I'm just thinking someone's just gonna come in that camera frame and do what should have been done. And
I mean,
I just don't understand, man. It has to stop, and I want to really closely follow that case. I want to see what happens
I
to
mean,
this.
because that's two stories that we have with violence against Black women: the football player and then this student. And something you just said reminded me of when we had, you know, Professor James Smalls on,
Mm-hmm.
and he was talking about how we need to make that sacrifice to put ourselves out there for the greater good of the community, like to help and to
Absolutely.
change things. But when we really look at that, like, is that something that's sustainable in this society? Like, when he said that to me, I was like, yeah, I used to be on that, but I'm not. I gotta say, I don't know, because you'll spend your life, you'll run your life in the ground trying to put yourself out there. Like, say one of these little teenage kids did that, jumped on top of the cop, and then it just spirals into them being in jail, being in juvie, not being able to get a job. Like, then their life is just ruined for the rest of their life. You know what I'm saying? For someone who, we don't know the situation. We don't know if the girl's being belligerent. We don't know if she just hit somebody. I don't know what she did. And I'm not saying that she deserved what happened. I'm just saying, is it really realistic to ask someone to put their lives on the line for people who are not disciplined, for people who are not committed to, the improvement of their own lives? Like, can we say that that's something that we should actually be doing? 100%.
All right, I'm gonna answer that. It was two questions in one, right?
It was
Now,
a ton of questions, actually, but go ahead.
now the first question is where you said you don't know if she was being belligerent, right? Being belligerent doesn't equate to you being brutalized and shot with a stun gun and being knocked unconscious, right? Um, as you can see that the officer was within several distance from her where she didn't pose immediate threat, right? So I you seen it. They have a collage of videos with individuals chasing officers with knives, individuals pointing guns at officers, and they don't even get tased, right? So we know that that type of brutality and that heavy-handed tactic is only reserved for us.
No,
That's,
I'm not arguing that.
I
We
know,
know
I
that
know.
that happens. What
No,
I'm talking about is it
I'm about
is
to
it
get to that.
realistic to
I'm,
expect people to put their lives on the line?
that was the second part of what I was going to answer, right? My answer is yes. And this is the reason why, right? Somebody put their life on the line for us to be here today because we wasn't supposed to make it. None of us were supposed to be here. And that is why there's vitriol towards us, right? We're the most hated people on the planet. what we've been through, no other race of people could survive that, right? So someone put their life on the line for us to be here. Now, what I will say is this, right? Um, Within the last, I want to say a couple of years, maybe the last 10 years, there is a certain segment, a large segment of society that's on code and that will, if a brother would have intervened and got arrested, would have helped out with a GoFundMe, would have raised money for his legal defense. The sister, I posted it on my Facebook and my Instagram. I don't necessarily think she did it in a smart manner, but the individual that killed her brother, she killed him and then sent her brother a text to his phone after he was deceased, saying that she avenged his death. And I think she did that because she wanted her brother to rest in peace. And I don't think it was smart for her to send it to his phone. But several individuals put up money for her bail, for lawyers and different things like that. The individual, Darlin Roof, um, he was somehow, he's in a segregation in prison, and inmates are not allowed to get next to him. But somehow an inmate slipped out and got up on him and put them things on him. You know what I mean? Yo, they were sending hundreds and thousands of dollars to his account, and he was able to make bail and get out. So I think we need to get that trending.
Well, that's what I'm saying,
And
though.
we need to have people know that for surety, if you do something to aid and help us in our liberation, to stop violence against us as a people, that we will be there and we will back you up. But there are instances where people put themselves on the line. We have political prisoners, that are
Yeah,
language
you talking about 40
behind
years
jail.
ago.
And
You talking
huh?
about you talking about people from the 60s, the 70s who was about that life. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But
No,
people
but listen.
nowadays, they not about that life. They about this. Let me
The
record
self.
it. Let me record it,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna stand here and watch this lady get her head kicked in. So you
Yeah.
want to put your life
I
on the
say,
line for that? Like, I need to see evidence that people gonna back me the hell up. Fuck that. Like,
yeah.
no, no.
I
You know what I'm
just
saying?
I
You
just think
gotta have you have warriors out there who's willing to do it, and they get hung up. Even like the men with the Malcolm X story, who went to jail and their family was just left and no one helped them. That kind of stuff. Like when you hear those kind of stories where it's just like, we supposed to be fam. Nobody looked out for the family. I'm locked up. You know what
yeah,
happened here? And
yeah.
then no one addresses it. Everybody's quiet.
Mm.
So that don't give me too much confidence. It's like, I love my family. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I get taken away from my family, I want to know people gonna have my back.
That's why
So
you
I
gotta have
think it's kind of
riders.
dumb. Hmm?
You gotta have them riders on your team. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
and and you gotta keep them shooters around you too.
Mm.
I definitely feel what you're saying, and I think that I don't want to talk about the ills of black people. I want to give a solution as well, and the
You
solution.
said what?
I
What you
said
say?
I don't want to just talk about the ills of black people. I want to give a solution
You
as
think
well.
that's what we doing?
No, no, no. I'm just when I say the ills of black people, that is something that's detrimental to us when we see someone getting abused and we don't do nothing. That's one. And then two is if someone does do something that the community doesn't have his back. So what I want to say to black people as a whole is that listen, we have to be so on code and be one that when we see these attacks happening, that it's second nature for us to intervene. You know what I mean? And then ask questions later. That's all I'm saying.
All
And I
right.
yield the floor to Queen Marcy.
I hear what you're saying. I thought you were saying, like, let's not talk about, what's really going on. Let's just talk
We're
about
gonna talk about
solutions.
it, man. We're gonna talk about it. This the family right here, the Necessary Blackness family. I don't come on here just praising us and saying that we ain't got nothing that's wrong with us or we ain't got no work to do. We got a lot of work to do. And I'm just happy that there's a segment of us that's out here ready to put in work and other people that are joining on board. And I just want to go back to a little earlier, when we was talking about the sister that got brutalized by the football player and the comments that I was seeing, right? Now,
Yeah.
I would definitely prefer that every black woman is in a relationship with a black man. We have to get back to that.
You
Absolutely
know what?
100%. Let me finish. Can I finish?
Oh, okay.
Right? But what I do want to say is though, because someone indulged in what we consider anti-blackness by being in a relationship with someone other than their natural mate who should be a black man, you shouldn't just totally write them off. Because if we would have wrote Maya Angelou off when she was a young teenager, we would have wrote her off and didn't give her a chance. She would have just been known as a prostitute, not as this uh, prolific uh, author and poetress. All right. If we would have written Malcolm X off,
I
right?
want to get to this.
No,
Who's
I'm
writing
just,
people off?
huh? No,
Who's writing people off? What you talking about?
I'm just elaborating on it. So I just want people to know. But go ahead, since you keep cutting me off, you got something very good to say.
No, because we was talking about relationships, black, white. So I'm like, how we get here? Like, because we was talking about
No, because
interracial relationships.
I'm trying to bring it all back to what we was talking about earlier. But go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So what I was gonna say before you go to that, before you circle back around, I just want to
Now
stop.
I already did it. It's your turn now. Go ahead.
Okay, so when you were talking about white, the black people, black women being with white men, I was just gonna say that I was on Clubhouse and they were talking about, it was basically black women discussing how they don't feel cared for by black men, and they don't feel that all of their trying to be with black men, that they're not having as much success as they would like. So they really, giving other people a shot because, they're not having much success with black men. So I was going to ask you about that because of course, they brought up Eve, they brought up Serena, just different black women who date outside the race. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, I mean, it's really because I'm B1. I love black men. Like, I am most attracted to black men. Of course, there's attractive men from other races, but I have to say, the people from the other races, they try to holler just as much as the black men. The thing is, I feel like a lot of women are feeling like they will have less games with these other people. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so much going on in the black community, where I feel like if you just a straight, a woman that's just trying to have a regular loving relationship, you don't want to deal with this cheating, even this slogan of black men don't cheat. When these men who are out here saying black men don't cheat have cheated on their spouses. And it's like almost a game. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's becoming a huge issue for a lot of black women who are trying to be with black men, but they not getting attention from black men.
All right. The black men don't cheat, right, is almost like a mantra, right? Um, just like Black Lives Matter, right? Um, there is a segment of society that don't cheat. That is there. That has been proven from time and time again. We know of situations where people have been married for 6 decades. Um, in every ethnic group, there's going to be individuals that cheat, right? There's going to be individuals that leave their family.
Yeah.
There's going to be deadbeat dads. The colonizer was the first deadbeat dad. So if we want to talk about it, let's talk about that. All right. To address what you're saying in regards to women that feel that the black man is not giving them enough, and they tried that and they didn't have less than that. In life, we try out a lot of things. We might try to excel in sport, and that ain't work for us. You know, do you just give up or do you try harder? So we might wanna
I
strive.
mean, that's different though. A
To,
sport is not an individual.
I'm
Like you,
I'm
you
not
can chase after
I'm not
a
finished.
black man, and then a black
Okay,
man is like, I want this Latina woman. I want this white woman. I don't want you, black woman. That's not a sport. A sport is not gonna say, I don't want you to play me. I want somebody else to play me. Like, so it's kind of different. You
I
know what I'm
didn't
saying?
finish. I was gonna finish. I was just, that was just the first analogy, but to round it off, right, is this, right? When women, when I hear these women, right, and I have heard them, and I know a few of them that feel like it's best that they date outside their race, right? They're always going on personal experience, right? And no one can tell you, your journey, your path, and your truth, right? But you have to look at the men that they are choosing to date. You know what I mean? So when you make a statement, or you make a decision that is I want to say that is inclusive of all black men, I think is disingenuous. No, you had a bad experience with this individual, that individual, but it's not all black men together. That's how I see it. And a lot of times, man, um, it ain't the black man. It might be you. So I yield the floor again to the queen.
Okay, so it's not me, it's you.
Sometimes
That's what you
no,
sticking
I
with.
said sometimes it's not the man, is you.
Oh, so you gonna put the sometimes in there to make it like a
No,
slightly
I
less
said
of a
that.
blend.
I said that before. Now, if you want me to get
Sometimes.
black man,
Boy,
do
please.
that
I
too.
know wordplay. Hey, look. No, I mean, I can see that people might want to say that, but we just got a problem being honest in our community. That's all I'm saying. And I feel bad for these people who they want to love a black man, but they feel rejected by black men. So you just feel bad for people. Like, oof, girl, I feel bad for you. Like that's all I can say.
I think
You know.
I think they be watching too much movies, and
So you think real life don't teach them that?
no,
Because I
I
have to tell
listen,
you,
listen.
I have more people from other races like really like, oh, like this, and black men like, oh, she's just another
All
black
right,
chick.
all right. Let
Like
me
so. In
something.
my own experience, I have more of them like actively coming, and black guys like looking somewhere else. You know what
All
I'm saying?
right,
So it's not just them.
let me ask you something, right? You think that football player that well, didn't they say that was his wife or his fiance?
Yeah, I think they were engaged.
Yeah, they might have been married, right? You think that when he seen her, he didn't see this regal, beautiful, melanated, shining black
I
woman,
hope so. I hope
and
he
he
saw
was in
that.
awe with her, right? That's
Hey,
how it usually start. And then guess what? He beat your ass. Guess what? He cheated on you. He did the same thing that you thought wasn't gonna happen on this side because you thought the grass was green over here. So listen, man, all y'all sisters that wanna get you
hold on.
fever on,
Keep the
you
faith.
know,
You gonna get you one.
yeah, you better start checking in the right places, man. Hold on one real minute, right? Because we don't do this for ourselves. We do this for our viewership and our audience, and we getting a lot of comments. And I just want to read a few before you go to the
Okay,
next
I hope they
segment.
ain't hurting me too bad. They ain't gonna be beating up on me too bad, are they?
All right, Huey P. Newton. He said Little Wayne is a sellout. Absolutely, he is ignorant and don't care. Let me stop that. He's ignorant and he don't care about justice, freedom, and equality. He is for self, absolutely. Kirby Lewis the third, salute black man. That's my people right there. We don't have those type of people nowadays. They are not like our icons. If a black man, woman is dating outside their race, they are more likely a coon or a bed bench or a bed buck. They will be more choices of black men if the government didn't put most of our population behind bars. I shame my brother. It's the choices that black women make too. A lot want the bad boy and are mad when they get what they want. All the accountability is on the black man, not the black woman. Mm. Twitter is filled with black women bashing black men, but where do you see black men bashing black women on a large scale? Mm.
Raheem,
Uh,
really?
that
Really?
I'm just reading what
Really?
these people saying.
Really?
Hold on, we
No,
get
but
to the good part.
your extras. I mean, if we want to talk about it, I mean,
Nah.
you basically making a comment.
Now,
So can I
okay,
make a comment?
listen, Darrell, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I butcher everybody's name, but Darrell Dallas said vast majority of the time it is the black man that's wrong. So there's two sides to the coin,
No,
huh?
I'm not saying that anyone is wrong. I'm just saying that black women are hurt and
Oh,
they
yeah, they
really.
hurt, and we don't need our
Are
system.
you gonna let me say something?
Go ahead.
Okay, look, all I'm saying is that black women want their black men. That's all I'm saying. I'm not placing no blame. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just really trying to say what I hear black women saying is that they love black men and they want them. God, yeah, I want a black man. Like, I mean, I don't want anybody else but
Mhm.
a black man. But at the same time, I'm not sure that the affinity is equal. Like, whenever I'm interested in a man, I have to make sure that they want a black woman with natural hair. Like, I don't want to, make it seem like I'm going to be a black woman, doing certain things. Like, I don't like straight weaves. I hate it. I hate straight weaves. So I want to make sure I hate hair hats. I hate them. Yeah, I wear long braids because I feel it makes me, I just feel better wearing things that's more ethnic. I don't like European looking hair on me. I don't
Yeah.
like it. So I want to make sure that I'm with a black man that's not expecting me to be wearing Kim Kardashian type hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that's important to me. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that I hear black women saying they love black men and they're just in pain. They hurt because they want a black man. That's all. I'm not trying to blame y'all. That's not what I'm trying to say or do.
Yeah, so brothers, man, we got work to do, man. We got to make these sisters, man, know, man, that we love them, we adore them, and we appreciate them, and we hold them into the highest standard among ourselves, and that we're going to do better. Now, we do have a sister. Her name is Nashika S. Braxton, Black Man Blast Dash Black Woman in Hip Hop. And you're absolutely right, sister.
Oh, they do. And y'all don't stand up for us. Right, Raheem?
What?
Y'all don't have our back when they say disgusting, sexually overt, things about us or the way they display us on camera. Y'all don't never say anything or
Well,
disavow that kind of stuff. It's just
well,
something that's just like accepted.
I think we're living in a different day and time right now. When I
Okay.
grew up, you had Snoop Dogg who said bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. And right now, women are they
They
are
exploiting themselves.
they not only are they exploiting themselves, but they are saying some things that you be like, wow, you really gonna say that, And I think now is a different time, man. But overall, we do need to have rap music that is not anti-woman and definitely speaking in them terms. Now you
But
got,
it's about standards, though.
yeah,
I mean, because if the man said, I wanted a woman like this on a certain, the videos and the things that we see, they're showing us that they want a woman that shakes her ass, that's twerking, that is just out there as far as her physical body, just basically showing her body. No type of like putting them on a pedestal. Like we used to see that growing up.
Mhm.
The men just, oh, you queen, and like just bringing them a rose and all that stuff. Now it's just like, this is what I like, and if you're not doing this, I'm not interested. So that's what's being you know, the message that's being sent. So the standard is just so kind of like low.
Yeah, we definitely got to raise the standards. And I see there's a lot of comments, and I see what y'all doing though. I'm not gonna read all these comments because
What they doing, Raheem? Let me know
huh?
what they doing.
Yeah, you got the men going. You got the men standing for the men, and you got the women standing for the women. And what
What
we
they
don't,
saying? I can't see. I want to hear. I want to
what
know
we
what they
all right,
say.
what we don't want to do is create a gender divide. Like I said, man, we have work to do. All right. Well, the sister said black man bash, black woman in hip hop. Then the brother came back. He said, so rappers rep all black men now. And then she said, no, not at all, but they set the example. And then the brother came back. He said they set the example for people who want to live that lifestyle.
But
And then
that's. I mean, I understand what he's saying, but at the end of the day, is a huge influence. They influence a
absolutely,
lot of people. The people like him, the people like us, we're in such the minority. Like if you're not if you're not buying into this act, this music, the negativity, you're not getting love. I see so much negative posts and things that's being put up about black people getting so many likes, so many shares. You get no attention when you're positive and you're doing, the thing that's more respectful. You don't get as much love, so you don't see it. So what's happening is that in the minds of people, they're being sent a message that this is what is expected. This is what is the norm. Cardi B now, what has a television show. I know I shouldn't bring up Cardi B because you
now,
know how I feel about Cardi B.
yeah, now,
But
again,
I see that she has a TV show. I'm like, what the hell she got a TV show for? Like, why are they keep on rewarding these people? And this is the problem with it. This is
and
the problem.
we feed into that problem too, man. When we hold individuals up to high standards that are dealing with low frequency. It just goes back to that meme, and I like to post it every once in a often, where it shows. I opened up a black business, and you see under there he got probably like 2 likes, no comments, and then I forget what the other side says,
I
but
think working a job or something.
yeah,
Like, I
working
just got
a
a
job,
new
something
job.
like that. And he got hundreds of thousands of likes, comments, and it's just like, yo, what we really gonna do, man? We gonna celebrate the worst of us, or we gonna celebrate black excellence?
But this is the thing, though. What I hear the woman saying who left the message, I didn't hear what her name was, but when she was saying the negativity in the music videos, she was basically saying, "Look at how they're harming us." And so when he said, "Oh, this is all black men now," basically he discounted what she said in the sense, and I'm not blaming him. I'm saying this is what we hear. Okay, you're being hurt, but that ain't my fault. That's basically what was just communicated. When I would like to hear someone say, "You're hurt. What can I do to stop this? How can I stop your pain?"
Mm.
Not, I didn't do that. That ain't me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I would like to hear someone say, like, "Damn, that's messed up. You hurting like this. Like, what can I do?" You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's how I want you to respond. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, even when they would say songs about hoes and bitches and all this, I used to feel like, well, they're not talking about me. That used to be my attitude. But now I'm learning that, but it's young women who's hearing that. And now look, all black women calling each other bitches all the time. That's my bitch. I've never had a friend, a man call me a bitch. I'm just like, that. How did I evade this? And I think it's because of how I carry myself. People know not to try me like that. But it's so normal. It's so normalized that now black women just calling each other bitches. And it's just cute. It's cool.
you think you avoided that?
I haven't had a friend call me a bitch. I've
You,
never had a man call me a bitch.
you just ain't hear him
So,
say it.
what you say?
You just ain't hear him say it.
Hey, they didn't say it to me. I mean, whatever. I know people probably thought it like, man, she a bitch. I'm sure somebody said that before to themselves, but they ain't
They
never said it to me.
they saying it in the comments. I'm just joking. You better,
She
you
over
better
here.
not. You better not.
Hey, I can
With this
laugh about
thing.
it, whatever. I mean,
You better not call her that. Yeah,
please, okay?
I
Thank
get
you,
kicked.
Raheem. You
Boom.
got me, Raheem.
What? Better stop playing. Hey, but yo, let's move on, man. Let's move on. So the next subject matter is
What?
it's funny because this dude is a fraud. He's not even white, right? But he is the leader of the Proud Boys. Right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, his name is Enrique. What is it? Enrique Torrio.
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 All right,
Yes.
Enrique Torrio. Right. I think he's Mexican and Cuban. Which one is he? You know, he ain't white. You know what I mean? And
He
this is
looked white though, right?
nah, not so much. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
But you know, if you hear Hispanic, they'll make you an honorary member. They will, but he's a fraud. And he's the feds, and
He's an informant.
he's an informant.
Informant.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
dude
he's
here.
an informant.
Um, so the headlines, and see, this is what I like to tell people, right? A lot of y'all, when y'all don't be on the right side of history, and y'all want to ally with these people, that's non-melanated. When they done with you, they will throw you to the wolves. Okay, you think that this man is a prominent individual amongst racist white supremacists, right? You think that other people ain't noticed? Why is it being this? You gotta ask yourself, why is it being exposed now? That's the real question. Why is it being? They knew this because these cases are old. Um, to get into the case, allegedly, he was involved in fraud. Ain't it ironic? He's a fraud, and he was involved in fraud. Where he was changing the labels on diabetic kits and selling them and doing, some crazy
Wow.
shit like that. And he was getting ready to receive like 30 months in jail. And his lawyer got up there. Oh, I think I wrote it down. Matter of fact, hold on 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Yeah, but his lawyer stood up in court and he said, Your Honor, frankly, in all years, which is now more than 30, I've been doing this. I never had a client as prolific in terms of cooperating in any respect. He said in the 30 years that he was a lawyer, he never had a client that was more prolific in cooperating, right? Um, he cooperated not just in that case, but in a whole lot of other cases, drug cases, and just he sent a lot of people to jail.
Hey, a
Right?
rat is a rat is a rat.
Rat is a rat is a rat. So listen, remember when the Proud Boys used to be fist pumping the police and we out here, we helping you guys, and Blue Lives Matter, and we're like, these motherfuckers is working with the police. They was really working with the police. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So listen, man, this is why when the head of the Not Fucking Around coalition was saying that the white supremacists said that they wanted to join forces together during the march or provide security for them. How you gonna
No.
provide security or join forces with a black militia? Are but this is the thing, the audacity to ask some shit like that. You know what I mean? And some people was for that shit, man. You gotta listen. This
They
is
probably because they ain't study history. I mean,
you
come
said
on.
it. You said it. I can't even say it after that. You said it.
I
You gotta
mean,
know
you know
your.
what? What you say?
You gotta know your enemy.
Exactly. Absolutely. I mean, that's all you could say about that. I mean, I guess when I think about something you just said when you was like his past, like people didn't say nothing about it prior to, and now they got something to say, right?
Mm-hmm. Why is that though?
But you know, I had the same question about Trump because I remember when, you know, when he was running for office and I was doing my radio show, Civil Rights and Civil Wrongs. Shout out to Cleveland, Ohio. Okay. Voice and radio. I had my radio show. And I was talking about, you know, Trump, how he was
Mhm.
talking about light people on fire. Like he was encouraging people to be violent. And I
Absolutely.
was like, how, you know, I was even writing blog posts at the time, like, how are people even considering this dude? And he's talking about violence about against people, you know, and they didn't have a problem with it then, but all of a sudden, him, you know, doing little dog whistles about them going to the Capitol and, you know, saying the little stuff he was saying, it was kind of equivalent. So I'm like, why is it okay back in 2016 when he was running for office, when he was saying all this ridiculous shit about touching women in their privates and, you know, just everything that he was saying, why did not people not have that much of a problem then, but now they're like, oh, impeach him?
Because the violence that he was talking about and the people that it was supposed to be perpetrated on was black people. But as soon as it came to their doorstep,
Mm.
it became a problem.
Oh, they're like, oh wait, you
Then
trying to
it
come at us?
yeah. Then it became a
Okay,
problem.
so that's what it is, because he
Yeah,
was talking about burning the black guy on fire and
yeah.
hitting
Them
their heads on the car, on the police car, and all
yeah,
that, and people didn't have a
absolutely.
problem with it.
Absolutely. When you look at it, he was saying, yeah, police, when you got a suspect, the stereotype for a suspect to the police is black individuals. And those same black congressional Congress members that was hiding under their office chairs and was in panic and praying and thought it was the end of the world and that you was going to lose your life and all of that.
What
You
do
know
you
how
think
it
would have
feels.
happened if those people were black?
I'm getting ready to explain that. You know
Okay.
how it feels to your black congressmen for your black constituents that have to live amongst those same people that was in that crowd, which was police officers, army sergeants, and high-ranking law enforcement. These are the individuals that's controlling our community, and then we complain and nothing was done by y'all. But as soon as that fear is visited upon your heads, oh, it's a problem with racism and white supremacy. No, their own organization. I think it was 10 years ago, 2014, maybe. The FBI put out a report and said that every level of law enforcement has been infiltrated by racist white supremacists. So they knew it then. But when it came, it was at their doorstep, it was a problem. Now, what was the question you had, sister?
I was asking like if the Capitol was stormed by melanated people,
Hmm.
majority melanated people, I just imagine guns being involved. I imagine like just the resistance that would have been met, you know, would have been a totally different picture.
National Guards would have been sent in. National Guards would have been sent in, and it just would have ended real bad. Absolutely.
Yeah,
There's no there's
absolutely.
no there's no denying that fact. You know,
So let me see
you
here.
deny it is a liar.
He's a liar.
Yo, they going back. Yo, they really going back and forth. Yo, be easy in the comments, man.
What they talking about?
nah, nah. The brother said, "Yo, I'm sorry, I hurt your feelings and something I had no fault in." But yo, listen, man, we gotta lift each other up. You know what I mean? And we don't know everybody's journey. Everybody has their own particular path, and our job, man, is to make our sisters feel safe and feel respected, regardless of whether we are the ones that's out there doing it and the statements that are being made is making it inclusive of all black men. Let's stand up and show them, like, well, this black man ain't doing that. And, and,
Well,
and that,
here's
that's
the
all I
thing.
want.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Assigning guilt or blame is not where it's at. Like, when I see a child, like a child that's being mistreated, a child that's hurt, I don't look at the kid like, oh, well, I didn't do that to you. I ain't gonna love you. I ain't gonna hug you. I'm not gonna show you love. It's just like, no, I see someone in pain. I
Mhm.
don't have to apologize. All I can say to the kid, like, how can I assist you? How can I be there for you? How can I support you? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. No one's saying that you have to apologize for anything.
Let
You
me
know what
ask
I'm
you
saying?
something. You
Hmm?
you made a post where you were saying that you ran into someone that was being mean to a child.
Yeah, man.
Talk about that. What happened?
I was I was out running errands. I was actually picking up groceries, and I had to bring it to my car. And I saw this mother with her little boy, and he just seemed to be like a happy little boy, just walking alongside of her. And in an instant, she took off and was just, pulling them and cussing them out and all this. And he was just looking like, what the hell happened? I was looking like, what happened? What did he do? You know what I'm saying? But regardless of what he did,
He
the
didn't deserve.
way that she handled him it made me so mad. I actually did have like a tear come down. I just felt his pain. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? It just made me so sad because of how she was treating him. And I'm like, we have to watch how we're talking to our children and treating them and disrespecting them, because they turn into something else. I
Yeah.
mean,
Absolutely.
years and years of abuse, neglect can just turn a wonderful little child into something else, that, a monster, a menace to
And
society.
you know what that might do as well? That
What?
might turn him into one of those rappers that we were talking about earlier that be rapping and have vitriol towards black women. It might
Definitely.
turn him into an individual that think it's all right to put his hand on black women because of the way his mother treat him. So you definitely right, man. We have to watch, what we say and what we do when it comes to our baby. But yeah, I seen you posted that little video on your IG page, and you were saying, yo, that you had went out earlier and that situation happened. Speaking of your
Yeah, that
IG,
was a clip. That was a clip with Timmy from
yeah,
Power, and
yeah,
it was a scene with his mother, because
yeah, I
he was
remember that.
talking about, how his mother called him a demon his whole life. And the part that gets me is when he was like, the way you say my name.
Yeah,
It was just that part right there hit me. Like, you I don't. I mean, I'm sure a lot of us have seen those situations where it's a mother, and the way that she says, her child's name in such disgust or disappointment, it's just like you feel that pain,
yeah.
So that's why I posted that, because I was like, man, this is some deep stuff that we got to get together.
Hey, yo, so that's on her IG page. Let them know your IG so they can go follow you.
Forever Marcy Lee. It's on IG, and I just got my Facebook page back.
Yeah, they be
I
big.
finally got my Facebook page back, so you can follow me on Facebook as well.
And real quickly, right? If you looking at this on because we streaming on platforms, we are on YouTube. Make sure you like this. Make sure you comment. And make sure you hit that bell that's on this side. So that anytime we online, you'll get a notification. Subscribe to us on Necessary Blackness Podcast. And if you're on Facebook, you're already following me, but you have your Facebook back, so make sure you follow me on Facebook as well. Right now, she's accepting all followers, and I tell you, about a month now, she's gonna be
What'd
like,
you say?
and about a month from now, she's gonna be like, I don't even know these people. I'm not following them. So y'all better. She ain't gonna let y'all follow her in like a month. So y'all want to follow? Y'all better get it in early.
Okay.
Will stop that follow button.
Well,
Trust.
yeah. So what, we done?
Now, let me see. Oh, now we got one more thing to talk about, right? And this is the situation with GameStop and AMC, right? Um, I've been studying the market, so I got a little expertise, just a little expertise on this, right? And that's why a lot of times y'all don't be seeing me. and 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 it's probably because of COVID, right? COVID gave me the opportunity to start doing things I wouldn't normally do. Like, yo, I'm watching candles and I'm looking at whether it's gonna go up or down and how the market is moving. So I've been market, you know. Now I done blew a couple of bags though before I learned what I was doing,
Oh,
but I'm good now, right? Because you're always gonna make it back, and it's just money, and money is just currency. You know what I mean?
okay.
You gotta go with the flow. That's all. And once you get that flow, yeah, your boy gonna touch an M. But
Okay.
anyway, so GameStop, right? Yo, the stocks was horrible. No traction, none of that, right? But with these stocks, they horrible to small investors such as us. But these big hedge funds and these millions, they still make millions off of it. Oh,
Mm.
don't let that. What they do is it's called a short sell, right? And they got a term for it where they talk about squeezing the sale or something like that. But they do short sales on these stocks and they make a lot of money. So there was a group of individuals that was on Reddit and they went out and they bought this stock and the stock went through the roof, right? Now, let me give you a little backstory on the stock. GameStop for the last 6 years, consecutive 6 years, didn't move. It was going down and down and down for the last 6 years, like junk stock, right? And what they did was they made the stock rise. And
Oh, okay.
Robin Hood and Cash App and a couple of other providers of this stock, what they did was they stocked it where you couldn't trade, you couldn't buy, or you couldn't sell the stock, right? The only people that was able to do it was the people that is at the hierarchy, right? So they still making money, selling, dropping the stocks. And what they did was these 2 days that the small investors, after they made the stock rise, and they made millions of dollars off of this, by the way, these small
Because
investors.
they sold it.
Yeah, because what it is it was almost like David versus Goliath, right? And guess what? David won, right? So what happens is that when they sell these stocks, they making the money, they pulling the money from it, right? So now they being investigated because listen, white rich hedge fund managers, they do this all the time. This is how they get rich in the stock
You
market.
know that's what happened at the
Oh,
housing crash
absolutely,
market. Yeah,
absolutely.
because you know.
So
Go
when
ahead.
when when they do this, and now they're being investigated because what you did was you stopped people for 2 days, the small investors from doing anything, right? And it gave those rich millionaires and them hedge fund managers time to take their money and move it around and put it somewhere else and make more money. This is all a game, but it just shows you the power of the people, you know. And there's a lot more to it. They being investigated. They're gonna get sued like crazy. There's a class action
I
suit
mean, is
for
anybody gonna get
everybody.
locked up?
Nah, that ain't happening. They got too much money. But anybody that owned Robinhood, and I got Robinhood as an app, and you bought stocks, you probably can join that class action lawsuit. They'll pay out $5 billion or something like that, and that's not no money to them, you know. But what I'm gonna tell you the good thing about this, and I'm gonna let you speak. Right? There was a sister, melanated sister, right? She always expound to her children the importance of stock market and investing. And for a Kwanzaa gift, right? This young melanated mother gifted her daughter, who was 8 at the time, with I think maybe one share or a couple of shares of GameStop. And at that particular time, she paid $6 a piece for them, right? I think recently it was just only worth $2. Anyway, on Wednesday morning, I don't want to say this young girl name because I'm butchering it, but the young daughter that was gifted this stock when she was 8 years old, she's 10 now, right? She sold them for a little under $3,200. How many of y'all was 10 years old and had $3,200? How many of y'all was 10 years old and had 1/10 of a stock? So there was some good that came out of this. And they have a picture of her, and I'm gonna post a story about that on my Instagram, and I'll post it on Facebook as well. But that's something to definitely look out for. They target AMC. In fact, when I seen what was going on, I went and tried to purchase on some AMC stock. They took the money out and then they canceled it and sent it right back. Yeah, that's
Oh.
what Cash App did to me. So yeah, and there's gonna be other ones that they hit up too. So yeah, make sure y'all get in the stock market. Make sure y'all start
When you
invest.
gonna start giving us some lives about the market, man?
Oh yeah, I gotta get a little bit better. I gotta get a little bit better, man.
Okay.
Like I said, right? You in order to be an investor, right? You have to be in that millionaire mindset. You have to be very patient. If your day start off wrong, it might not be time for you to enter the market. Like you have to be in a certain mindset.
Oh, okay.
And you
I
know what
got
I'm gonna tell you what my problem was. I'm
what?
only operating from my phone and my computer, and I prefer my phone. And I'm looking at the market, and then I'll be like, somebody hit me on Instagram. I'll go to Instagram, checking it. You have to watch it. You have to put the time in, and I wasn't doing that. So what I would do was now what I do is I they with iPhones you could have it where your app is not accessible for a certain time of the day. So I've been doing that. So a lot of y'all, if y'all think I'm ignoring your messages, whether it's phone calls, text messages, nothing is happening when I'm on the market. Because like I said, man, I'm going to touch an M this year. I'm going to be the first person in my family to touch an M.
Okay,
Yeah.
manifest that.
In
Come
my
on.
in the last three generations are probably like that. Yeah, probably the last three generations. Yeah, fourth generation, we had a millionaire in bloodline. But yeah, probably in the last three generations. That's a lot of people.
Okay.
You consider how big my family is. I want to be the first person to touch an M, and not as I know it sounds like a title and stuff like that, but what I want to do is to show them that if I could do it, all y'all could do it. You know what I mean? Because all of y'all can come from the bottom. All of y'all ain't have to get it out the mud. But not only
Can,
that, I
can
want to
we
help
talk
them
about
and show
something else
them.
that's a little off topic?
What's that? Let's go.
Okay, it's another dating thing though, and I think I might create another divide. But it's just something that popped up in my head though.
Why you be starting trouble, man?
I want to talk about real stuff.
All right, come on. All right, all right. This
Okay.
stock market ain't real stuff.
Oh no. It is. It
All
is.
right, but
But
no,
I'm
get
just
it, get it, get
saying,
it.
we talk about a variety of things.
Yeah,
But me and you talked about this maybe a couple months ago when we was talking about the old dudes trying to holler at the younger ladies.
yeah.
But this is something else, but not that combo.
Okay, good.
Okay. This is about men, new, I guess you can say new age men or men nowadays kind of coming at women like they want them to go 50-50, or because like I hear men saying like they going on all these dates and they don't want to spend money, like because it's just like I'm spending all this money. But
Mhm.
past that, when you're in a relationship or if you're going on these dates, a lot of dudes I don't know because it ain't happened to me, but I'm hearing
That
want
laugh
to
gave it away.
go.
It happened to you.
No, it ain't
Nah,
happened to
I'm
me.
just
I'm
messing with you. I'm
laughing
messing with
because
you.
I'm grateful. I'm thankful. But I mean, I have my views on it. I mean, I've had a conversation with someone about it, and
Okay.
I said I thought it was petty.
Yeah.
And in my experience, the dudes that I've always went on a date with or talked to
Mm-hmm.
thought that it was like they felt prideful to do that, to buy me dinner, to pay the bills, or whatever. Like it made them feel good.
Mm-hmm.
So this new age thing of trying to do 50-50 or not, I don't know. What do you think about that?
Listen. I don't know, man. That ain't how I grew up. That ain't what I heard. You know what I mean? Like I never heard of that 50-50. Even like in the household, you don't do 50-50. You know what I mean? But first of all, dating, you shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Everybody's household is different. And if that's something that you agree upon in your household, that's something. But where I'm from, man, the man pay the bills. You got to pay the cost to be the boss. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And just as a protector and a provider, you know, I always knew that, that was something that you had to do. It was just like second nature, you know.
I have to say, like, hearing it, I thought about that, like how I would feel, and it was a turn off. To be honest, I was like, "Ooh, I think I would be turned off." If
And then
somebody said that to me.
yeah, another thing is, it was a period of time, man, where I went on a session of dates, and I like to eat good and I like to enjoy myself. And goddamn it, them girls like to eat, boy. They order everything. Yo, when it
Wait,
when
is
you
it a
start calling,
point?
huh?
Is
When you
it a
start
point
calling
where they
waiter,
just doing too much? Where you just
huh?
like, oh yeah, no, you cut off.
No, 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 no. But
Okay.
when you call the waiter and be like, yeah, you can bring the bill, and they be like, oh yeah, and can you get me this, that, and the other, and they will get stuff to go. They will take the little what they call it, the doggy bag or whatever, but they will order more stuff so they could take. And I had one girl tell me, yeah, I'm gonna heat this up tomorrow for lunch. I'm like, yo. Like I can see, and this wasn't something that was left over. She ordered so that it could go on the menu and all that. And I'm like, all right.
Wait, are you saying that she ordered a meal for there, but then she ordered a meal to go for like another day?
Yeah, so I heat it up. Yeah, I was like, all right, but it's you know, I'm just like, all right, but I was in a situation where I was like, yo, you know what? What was that, about 4 or 5 this week? You know what I mean? You're spending a lot of money. So, fellas, what you got to do is don't automatically go on a date with them. Get to know them over the phone and pre-qualify them. Let me tell you something. I can have a conversation with an individual.
Pre-qualified.
Yeah, I can have
Okay.
a conversation with an individual, and within the first 5 minutes, I know whether I want to go on a date with her. Just certain things she said. You know what I mean? Like I was on the phone with someone not too long ago, and there was somebody in the background, and they was like, "Hold on 1 minute." And the shit that they said to them, and the way they was talking to them, I was like, "Oh, nah, ma, I can't fuck with you. You on that type of time?" You know what I mean?
Okay.
So little telltale signs is so like, yo, yeah, I ain't going on no date. You know what I mean? I ain't
What's
dropping
like
no
a clear,
bag.
clear, clear turn off? Like if you in the pre-qualification stages, like what's something that's just like an absolute like heck no.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you about this one date that I did. Right, this girl, we went out and we went. It was a comedy show, but it was like a dinner comedy show where they have the camera, and they serve you your dinner and the drinks and all that. Real eloquent, right? And she was buying these lemon. Yo, she gonna know if she see this shit, but I don't care. Yo, she was buying these lemon drops, right? The lemon drops was like 11.99 or something. It was like $11 or something. Yo, Shorty had 7 of them. So that's $70 right there. That's not
Wow.
even, that's not even including the meal or none of that, right? Because we was eating, but um the uh um the comedy show was getting ready to be over, and they was getting ready to do karaoke, yeah, karaoke, right?
Karaoke.
So everything was going smooth the right time, but I was like, damn, yo, Shorty throwing them lemon drops back. But I'm cool, you know what I mean? I'm not really drinking like that because I'm the one driving, you know what I mean? It ain't make no sense for both of us being drunk. So when the comedy's over, I called the waiter to ask for the bill. You know what I mean? She was like, "Whoa, what you doing?" I said, "They getting ready to do the karaoke." I'm like, she was like, "I'm not done yet." She was like, "Let me get another one of those lemon drops, right?" And I was looking like, "Damn, shorty, you really throwing them back?" But I really didn't mind, right? Yo, when the waiter finally brought her drink, and I was filling out the receipt, um, she was looking. Yo, before I could give the lady the receipt, she snatched it out of my hand and was like, "Oh," and gave it to the lady. I was like, "Yo, why you do that?" She was like, "Cause I thought you put $1 on there. Cause if you put $1 on there, right, I wasn't gonna come out and date you. No, I wasn't gonna. I
You
wasn't gonna
mean as a
date."
tip?
Yeah, she thought I gave the girl $1 tip. But listen, that was rude as fuck, right? I'm paying for all this shit. You snatched that, yo. She snatched the receipt out my hand, and I had to tell her. I said, "Yo, first of all, they already took off. I think it was like a 15% gratuity, so I didn't really have to leave no tip, right? Because they already took it out." But
Right.
I left the lady a hefty tip, like, because she was really working that room and coming over, you know what I mean? And I know what it is, young black sister, you know what I mean? Yo, I'm going to take care of you, you know what I mean? So, yo, I was highly upset. Like, yo, I ain't really flipped.
Yeah.
But when we was on the drive home, yo, I really let her know, like, yo, don't you ever do that. You know what I mean? And um, yeah, that was the last time. You know what I mean? I
That was the
think I
last.
think I still probably got her blocked in my phone because she kept calling me like we was gonna hang out again. I'm like,
Sure, that was a nice dinner date. Why would she be calling you, blowing you up?
yeah, she was blowing me up, but nah, I pretty much told her that night, like, yo, like when I dropped her off, like, yeah, have a good night, and you know what I mean. And
Have
she,
a good night, a
yeah,
nice life.
yeah,
No.
she thought we was gonna hang out because the night was still young. You know me. Back then, I was a party animal too. We was gonna hang out all night, but yeah, I had to let that go. Like, yo, come on, come on.
She could handle 7, 8 drinks.
Yeah. She was nice. She was nice. She was on.
Wow.
She was on go, and I
Wow.
off too. Took her right home. Have a nice day. See you sober up. And I think when she sobered up and she realized, what it was, like she called me and apologized. But some people you accept the apology, but that don't mean you have to deal with them. You
Yeah,
just
yeah,
move,
yeah. No, I was like,
you know.
okay.
And yeah,
I'm glad you saw where you went wrong, but that don't mean we still gonna kick it like that.
yeah. So that probably was like the worst date that I had. You know what I mean? Like in terms of someone just being real out of line. But yo, fellas, man, don't do that 50, man. You know what I mean? Yo, listen, man, listen. I know COVID, got the situation kind of rough for some of us. And, a lot of us is going through it. But yo, listen, man, this is where you use the genius that lies within yourself, man, and jump into that forex market, man. Yo, listen. The other day, um I seen a sale. I wasn't sure about it, and I was like, damn, man, this looks good. And if I put all this money on here, I don't want to blow this account, right? But I've been watching this young girl, 20 years old, college student. She's doing a thing. And I just hit her up randomly, like, yo, look, I seen you talking about this trade. Yo, I'm about to do this. You think I should do it? Yo, she sent me a video pointing it out. She was like, you see this candle? You're going to enter here. And she was like, you're going to take your profit here. But she was like, don't do it one by one. She said, you're going to have to do it all at once. And she was like, that's 300 pips. She divided up, told me how much money I was going to get. I was like, all right, you know, why I did it and it worked. You know what I mean? But listen, you got to study the market, man. And sometimes you in doubt. Like I was like, and I wasn't sure myself. Sometimes if you're not sure, don't take it. Because if I would have did what I thought I was gonna do, I'd have lost it. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? She sounds like somebody good to, take a few lessons from.
Yeah. And that was one of the things, though. You know what I mean? She's one of those individuals that's not on because we all in a chat. And most people are trying to sell their cause, trying to sell their business. And she's
Yeah.
one of those like, yo, look, I want to see my people succeed. You know what I mean? So I didn't have
Oh,
a problem reaching out. Didn't know the sister from a hole in wall, and just asked her based on my analysis. Think this is right. So the moral of the story is, man, listen, you can get into that. There's so much other things you could get into, man, that you could make a little bit of extra money, man. So you don't ever tell a girl, yo, we going 50-50. Yeah, I don't know what girl go out on a date with you. The 50-50? The 50?
Some people learn. I mean, I feel like some people, because of the situation, are considering that.
Yo,
Like,
then you gotta get, like I said, man, you gotta use the genius within inside yourself. Yo, you ain't gotta go to a restaurant. Take it to a park. Have a little
yeah, do something else. But I know one thing:
picnic.
if somebody came to me like that, I would be like, I don't need to go on a date that bad. Like, I just stay home.
But no, but what if they took you out maybe to a park or to a
Yeah, because
or
it's
something
more
like that?
so about it's just comes off as being petty as hell. Like, I'm like, don't come at me like with some 50. Why are you coming at me like that? That's how I'm thinking. But if
Yeah.
somebody say, yeah, you know what, let's meet up at a park or something like that, it don't feel like that. But if somebody say like, yeah, I want to invite you out to dinner, but we need to go 50-50, I would be like, what?
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
mean, if somebody coming at me like that, I'm like, you must not really want to go on a date with me. That's how I would feel in my head.
All right.
Now, some
Now,
people, but see, this
now
is
you
the
know
thing.
now you know your inbox gonna be blown up. Like, yo, I got the, yo,
No,
what you,
no. But listen, I understand though, because I've had conversations with a few dudes, like, friends,
yeah.
that's telling me like how they feeling. But the thing is, what I notice about some of these people is their pockets is hurting right now. And I'm like, would you be talking like that if your money was right? And they wouldn't. They wouldn't be acting like that if their
Then it
money
ain't
was
the
right.
time to date. Yo,
What?
listen, I don't want to be up in nobody's face and I'm broke. You know what I mean? So if my money's not right, I'm not even entertaining going out. You know what I mean? Like I'm strategizing how I'm gonna get to the bag. You know what I mean? And I listen, man, there been times where I done been broke. I tell people, man, I done been rich 3 times and broke 4, so I'm broke now.
But
You gotta know what you gotta do.
another thing that I hear guys saying is that they're trying to sift through the the money hungry people, or the people who just trying to get a free dinner. They're trying to navigate through those people. And I'm like, you have to know the quality of person that you're dating. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
said,
yeah,
pre-qualified.
yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm worthy of someone buying me dinner. Like, I feel like I am worthy of that. But you saying, uh, how about 50-50? I would be like, you got the wrong person. Like, you have the wrong, you're pursuing the wrong type of person. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely get what you're saying, man. And for me personally, man, you know, I don't want to see nobody going hungry, man. I think it's enough food on this planet to feed everybody, man. So if a chick wanna go out and that's her intention is just to have a free meal, she will reveal herself and she'll get cut off like she got cut off them food stamps. So I don't really care about none of
No,
that.
but you know what? No, it's cool though. Like,
But
I
Joe,
feel
you
like,
hold on before you say that. Chicks, I heard chicks do that. And
what?
it's just me. Like, yo, they ain't even interested in the old boy, but they'll go on a
Yes.
date because you go on the spun divvy and you get ready to go eat and all that. Like, I can't in good conscience sit up in somebody's face and fake a conversation just because I like the way these shrimps taste. I can't do it. I just can't do it. But I
It's
hear
a lot of,
there's
I
some
know that it happens. I
man.
know that it
That's sad.
does happen,
That's
but
sad.
it once again is on the dude to know who you're like pursuing. Like, if you know this chick is out of your league, if you know that she's not hitting you back and she's not responding in a certain way, why are you going after somebody who not really feeling you like that? So yes, she's gonna have you buy her dinner because she's gonna take advantage of the situation because you're fooling yourself. Stop fooling yourself. You know what I'm saying? If it's a woman who's on your level and she really is interested in you, she's not going to get over on a dinner. Who would do that? The only person who's going to do that is someone who's looking for an opportunity.
And then another thing, yo, fellas, yo, you gotta be creative, right? Like I went me and my family, we went out this past couple of days, and we went to this restaurant. It was a Mexican restaurant. Food was good and everything, and it wasn't. We had brunch, but they had bottomless mimosa. You know what I mean?
The
So
drinks,
yeah, bottomless. So all day you getting it. You know what
were
I
they
mean?
hitting
Yeah. Oh, they was hitting. Yeah.
though? Oh,
After a
okay.
while, I was like, I'm always driving. I'm
You
like,
was like,
I'm good. You know what I mean? They got the little valet and you know what I mean? And then later on that night, I heard it be popping, turn like into a club type thing. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna come back here. It was like early in the morning. It was a lot of us in there. But you know, do something like you ain't really gotta go to all the fancy. A lot of times, the fanciest restaurants don't have the best food. You paying for the name and the brand. You know what I mean? You can find some quality joints. You know what I mean? Whether you vegan or you want soul food, you ain't gotta go to the most expensive restaurants, man. But you know, I know how they do. They pick them expensive restaurants. You know, Benny Hanna's and Splendilis and all that, but I don't know. For me, I done been in Atlanta so long, and I done been to I've probably been to every restaurant that you need to go to at least 10 times. You know what I mean? So I'm a food connoisseur, so I don't mind.
okay.
That's like, yo, what you doing? Yo, meet me over here. And we just going to the restaurant, we sitting there, eating, kicking it. But if your money is not right, yeah, I understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, don't be trying to blame the woman because your money, ain't right now. Just don't go on a date, bruh.
You might you might want to drive up to that McDonald's. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. No McDonald's, no murder burgers, none of that. Yo, my man Kirby said, yo, pocket watching. That's another thing. Yo, listen, fellas and ladies,
I
pocket
ain't pocket
watching.
watching. I'm just saying, stop, stepping to people and you ain't got the money to take them out. Just stop.
No, but pocket watching is a poor man's sport. We don't do the pocket watching around here. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, but yeah, people be pocket watching. You know what I mean? They be pocket watching. And that's what that girl did when she snatched the receipt to see what I was giving the waitress and all that. Even the waitress looked at her like, "It's what you doing? You ain't even paying for this. And I told her, I was like, yo, so why don't you, I said, yo, so why don't we do this? I said, why don't you just leave the tip? You know what I mean? Guess what? I ain't got no money. Yeah. And you
Right
been,
here, what? Who you
yeah.
dating? I'm just kidding.
Nah, she told me she ain't had no money. She was like, she ain't.
Not on her.
She said, I didn't ask on her. Where's at home in the cookie jar? She said she didn't have it.
You ain't ask her that. I could not see
Nah,
you
I was
asking no
no,
woman
no,
that.
no, no, no. When she did that, I said, "Would you prefer to leave the tip? Because you can leave the tip. They
Oh,
pay
okay.
for
That's
the
a
tip.
nice way to put
Yeah,
it to her.
you could leave the tip." And she was like, "She don't have it." You know what I mean? And that's when I put that American Express down. Like, well, let me handle it. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's yo man.
I gotta say, I had good experiences with that.
Yeah,
Like
you
I,
have
I
good and
never.
bad, man. You have good and bad, man, but you're gonna have more good than bad, man. You know what I mean? And it's just about the caliber of an individual you is, you know,
Yeah.
like for real. Like I would look at it like this, man. Even if a woman went out with me just for the free meal and this, that, and the other, like how long you think that shit gonna last? And like, okay, you got a free meal. Motherfucker, I feed the homeless. Like, okay, gave you a free meal and what? You know what I mean? Like if you would have stuck around, you probably could have came up on the bigger bag. I would have showed you how to level up. So a lot of times when people do petty shit like that, yo, man,
Yeah,
stop that shit.
yeah.
Door, man. You know what I mean? Like, yo, we right, yo. I know I am. I'm trying to touch an M this year. You know what I mean? Yo, I got a couple of friends, man. Like, matter of fact, I got called the other day. Another one. You know what I mean? Yo, I got like, and these are people that I known for years. Like, yo, they touching M's now. Yo, Rob, I touched the M. I'm like, oh, okay.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And the call was like, basically like, yo, you next. You keep doing what you're doing. I'm seeing you. And, from conversations that we had, all right. I'm gonna touch your M. But yo, listen,
Dude.
I see a lot of comments. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna read them. I'm gonna respond to them. I'm not gonna get into everything. And this we've been on
You're
here.
not gonna read the comments.
You want me to read all these comments?
That's a few. That's
Yo,
a
we
few. I
gotta
want
set
to
this up where you can see this too. All right.
What's that? Oh.
All right.
I want you to do some good ones. No. No. Okay.
Are you ready? All right. Dating the man. Dating the man pays for the bill. Relationship. If I'm paying all the bills, then I don't want to come home and not have to do anything but eat my dinner that was made. But if I got to come home and do the cleaning and cooking, she got to pay half. What do you think about that?
I think that's probably someone who hasn't been in a long-time relationship and see what it takes to run a household. And I don't think it's realistic, but if that's what he wants, that's what he should get.
Everybody had their preference. Me personally, yo, listen, sometimes I might want to cook because I know how to put the pots on. You know what I mean? Sometimes she might be tired. You
Because
know what
you know what I think?
What?
I think that people have the misconception that because you're making money that the other person is not working.
Nah.
And that's something that I need to make very clear because as you know, I was an at-home mom for several years. And it is a lot of work because you're managing individuals, you're managing a household, you're cooking, you're cleaning. And some days you don't get to everything. So it might be a day or two where you will have to come home and cook and you will have to fold some clothes and you will have to be a part of the team. So I just think the idea that, I'm out working, making money means that the person who's taking care of the household is not making money, so they're not working. It's a misconception that people have.
You better say it. You need to be a relationship coach. Matter of fact, Coach Marcy. That's what y'all gonna start referring to her as. Matter of fact, drop your cash app. All right.
Okay.
So let me
Marcy
see.
B all day, baby. Marcy
B. We had another brother. I'm just gonna say his last name is Mayat. Mayat. I'm not gonna mess up your first name. That I had a Latino co-worker tell me that a girl he had asked out said that she wanted him to take her to Red Lobster. He said he had the audacity to tell her, I don't even know you like that, and then took her to Wendy's. Wow. What do you
Can
think
you
about
say that last part? Can you say the last part? I'm sorry.
One of his co-workers, he was Latino. He said that he had a girl that asked him to take her out to dinner, and she wanted to go to Red Lobsters. He, in return, told her he don't know her like that, and he took her to Wendy's.
What? Oh my God! Shoot, if I pulled up to when somebody took me to Wendy's, I wouldn't order none. I'd sit in the car and it would be absolute silence and take me home.
But listen, all right. Let me ask you something, right? Let me ask you something. Because you don't eat Wendy's, so ain't nobody.
Yeah, I don't eat fast food. So,
right?
Yeah.
So just say, for instance, right? Someone took you to a vegan restaurant, but it was like, I don't want to say a hole in a wall, but you know how they had them little.
Can I call out one that's awesome?
Huh?
Can I call out one that's kind of awesome that's in your hood?
Oh yeah. What if someone took you there on a date?
Viva la vegan?
Yeah.
All day, baby.
But yeah, see, so this is the thing. It doesn't have to. That's not a 5-star restaurant, but the food is marvelous.
Oh
so
yes.
A lot of times, man, you don't have to. Like I said, man, people, it be smoke screens and mirrors, right? Because you can get better food at that vegan restaurant than you can at Red Lobster. So sometimes, man, it just depends on people and their mindset. You know what I mean? Like eating Red Lobster every day, all day, or eating out every day, all day. How does that elevates you as a person, as an individual. You know what I mean? Like you wasting unnecessary money making somebody else rich. I just don't see it.
But I guess we're talking about levels too, because I haven't been taking the Red Lobster. Like that's not a place a person would take me to eat either. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it depends on the level and where you're at and what's acceptable to you. I think people can read the person that they're with. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So
Yo, somebody said, bring Professor Small back.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, we have a real good conversation with him, man. But yeah, it was one brother, man.
He
He
went in.
yeah,
Because he was talking about that going to the
the
service.
army, yeah. And but see, this is another thing, right? Um, he was going a little over the top with it. You know what I mean?
He wrote oh yeah.
Yeah, he wrote a dissertation,
A dissertation.
and that everybody has their opinion. You know what I mean? You can have an opinion about what he said. There's a lot of people that didn't agree with that. I didn't agree with everything, but
Who
you know,
else do they want to see come on the
yeah.
podcast?
Who's some of the other people y'all want to see? Vil Vash. Let me know who else is it that y'all want to see. And I'm gonna figure out why you can't see these comments.
I wish I could.
Yeah, I'm gonna figure out why you can't see these comments. It don't make no sense. All right. So listen, while we waiting for Villa Vash to tell us, or anybody, Kirby, you could tell us, Mayat, you could tell us, um, Daryl Dallas, if you still here, Nashika Braxton, you could tell us, um,
Anybody
Huey
that's
Newton,
listening, just want
anybody that's listening right now, even on our I'm reading the Facebook. Oh, and I'm reading the Facebook and YouTube comments. But anybody that you feel that can add some value, uh M Fudishi, you know about M Fudishi, right? That's a good
no.
brother. Yeah, he's a good brother. He's on YouTube. But anybody you think that can add some value to the conversation and that can raise the vibrational pitch of our people, man, let us know. And I'm very resourceful. Marcia is very resourceful. I know if I don't know them, I know somebody that know them. And yeah, bring them on the platform, man, because we do this for the people. I know y'all get tired of hearing me. Half of y'all just here because Marcia is up here. I ain't stupid. All right. Who else y'all say? Come on, give me some names now. But while y'all waiting for the names, I want to tell everybody this, right? Make sure y'all go purchase Elementary Genocide 1, 2, and 3. Okay? You can go to elementarygenocide.com. You can also go to Amazon. And you also can click on the link in my IG, and it will take you to the platform where you can stream it. Because a lot of people, they saying, yo, we ain't got DVD no more. But you can
Mm.
stream it. So make sure you do that. Make sure y'all go purchase the sisters' books. And I know a lot of y'all have children, and you want your children to respect black women. You want your children to respect black men, the women to respect black men. They have to see us from the worldview that we present to them, right? So we have to give them books that
Yeah.
show us in our proper position in life. And the sister has two children books. I'm gonna let her explain it because I'm
Yes,
not
I have
a person.
two. It's two of four actually. The
You
series
got
is
four?
complete. Yeah, it's complete, but I haven't released the last two yet.
And you've been working.
Okay, during the quarantine, okay.
Okay.
And but the first one is Fun in the Rain, and that one was inspired by my daughter,
Oh,
and she loves playing in the rain. And the thing is, I saw that she was really into the video games. So what it was trying to get children away from these video games and get them back outdoors. So I wrote a book inspired by her. And then the second one is Fun in the Snow. And then I have two more that's going to be released soon. So they're basically black, and illustrations,
oh.
the children. You got them, you got them, you got them.
Oh, listen, man. I got a couple of them, man. You know what I mean? Look. Boom. You
That's
see
fun in the
that?
rain and that's fun in the snow. And you can
And
get
guess
those
what?
on Amazon.
I read both of them. How
You
about
read them
that?
both?
I read them, yeah. And you
Okay.
know what? This is what we're gonna do, man. If you have a young daughter or a young son, because this ain't only for females, you know,
Yes, boy and girl.
yeah, boy and girl. What we may do, we may give away a copy, you know, to one of our listeners.
Yeah, hit up Raheem.
Yeah, hit me up. You know,
We'll give away a pair.
I got a lot of copies. Look, not got no little kids, but the thing about it is, it's inspiring individuals. You know, I go and I can't now because of COVID. I go speak to the young kids in schools. I go to the prisons, and sometimes, man, this might be the start of them picking up that book that changed their life. You know, it was a book that changed my life. You know, books to this day. eh, Matter of fact, books is what keeping me sane and being in the house all the time. I can chill and read a book. I'm good. I ain't got no worries. But okay, I want to see some Georgia black politicians or black film directors, like the person who wrote American Skin. Okay.
Mm.
Where can we get your books? There's nothing on your Facebook about Marcia.
Oh, you know what? You know you right because on my Facebook I just started. I don't really give it that much attention. I'm gonna do better. But if you go to my Instagram, Forever Marceline, there is a link in my bio which will take you right to the links to each of the books. And they're on Amazon. But if you go to my Instagram, the link is right there in my bio.
Do you have it on Gumroad?
Gumroad.
Yeah, remember the site I was telling you about? Well, we're gonna have to talk about that.
No, I have it on Linktree.
Yeah, no, but Gumroad is the platform that you can sell it on because Amazon take too much money.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, you were telling me about that. But no,
yeah.
right now I just have it on Amazon.
All right, make sure y'all go to
And
Amazon.
it's at dot black dot.
Oh yeah, and if you're in Atlanta, it's at Black Dot. But see right here, fun in the snow, fun in the rain, and you spell Marcia's name Marci, and then the last name is Li. All right, and Antoine Patton, Antoine Digital on IG helps Black people with learning how to code. That's somebody that we definitely would love to bring on because that is the industry that we are definitely underrepresented in, and we need Black coders because, as you know, anybody that's opposed to COVID is getting their page blocked. Me personally, less than 2% of the people that follow me, and it's like 16,000 on IG, they are no longer seeing my posts. So we need Black coders so that we can build our own website. You know what I mean? So that we can build apps like Clubhouse because we're the majority of people on Clubhouse, and you know their valuation is $1 billion right now.
You
And
know,
Black,
they were saying that there's a black app that's like Clubhouse that's out. They were talking about that on the club on the Breakfast Club.
oh,
That there's
we
hmm?
need. I'm gonna go check that out.
But you know what? It's invitation only as well. And
I,
so
I
yeah.
know. Listen. I know somebody that knows somebody. I'm gonna get an invitation now. I find out who made the app and get the invitation. Okay,
Okay.
gotta do
Well,
the research. So yo, I got an 8 year old fam. All right, my eye. You gotta get this book. Hey, look, everybody melanated. The only thing white in here is the snow.
and make sure though, if you have an opportunity, if you do get it on Amazon, please do me a favor and leave a
Review.
yes, a review.
Yeah, yeah. So yo, man, make sure yeah, y'all go support that. Y'all go support that. And I'm definitely gonna look up the brother on IG. We have the money, we spend trillions every year just in the wrong community. Absolutely right. We trying to return turn that tide away. Where can I get your book? There's nothing. Oh, that was the earlier conversation. Okay. So yeah, make sure y'all go get elementary genocide. Y'all continue to follow us. If you're on Clubhouse, hit me up. Follow me at Raheem Shabazz. What's your clubhouse handle? Forever Marcy Lee?
Everything is Forever Marcy Lee. I'm on Twitter. I'm going on Instagram, Facebook, Clubhouse. But y'all, I'm trying to do better. I'm not that active. Raheem been getting on me. I'm active on Instagram, but the other ones I'm trying to do better. So just bear with me.
Yeah, she on everything but Snapchat and TikTok. And I'm trying to
I
get it.
just downloaded TikTok, but I have not done anything.
Yeah. And oh, stop playing. Make sure y'all go get that wingy, man. You know, wingy is a Swahili word that means abundance, and our motto is you have it in abundance. Make sure you give because no one ever went broke from giving. This is a bold statement, and those that are fashionably conscious, right, and want to represent a black brand and stop wearing Gucci and Prada and Nike and all these other companies not empowering our community, then this is the brand for you. We have hoodies, we have t-shirts, we have beanies, and you can go to our page at
Oh,
wingyapparel.com. And
you know who shouted you out last night?
who?
Jeff's son from
Oh,
athletics. He
oh,
did an
athletic.
interview
Okay.
and he was telling them about different designers and he was like, yeah, shout out to Wingy.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah.
That brother, man. See, that's the thing about it, man. Brother, we all have our own clothing lines, but we support each other and we're not in business with one another, man. Yo, I'm telling you, man, it's black excellence over here, man. And whatever I can do to assist someone on their journey and trying to get into this space, man, yo, reach out to me, man, because that's what it's all about, man. You know what I mean? We ain't doing 50-50 over here. You know what I mean? We ain't doing that over here. Yeah. It's 100%, man. A1, B1. All right. So, is there anything else you want to say in closing?
No, just please join us back here on Sunday because we have a very divine guest that's scheduled to join us on the podcast. So we hope to see you guys back here on Sunday at 7. Other than that, just please hit me up on social media, and we'll see you here next time on the next program.
Yeah. And in fact, what I do is, yeah, I'm gonna take my computer with me. So I'm gonna put out a flyer tomorrow and promote Sunday broadcast because I know a lot of people they do catch it on the rebroadcast afterwards, but I think you guys need to be tuned in because you'll be able to ask questions. I'll be able to read your comments and to our guests. But
Should
this is
we tell them what the topic is going to be about, or no? So they can have
nah.
questions on
Well,
the.
well,
Okay.
well. It's gonna be on Black love, and we're gonna
And with a specialist, someone who
yeah
this is
with a
her
special
specialty.
and we're gonna decolonize the notion of what love is and how it's practiced, and we're gonna get back to the Afrocentric teaching of what Black love really is about. So yeah, this is gonna be a hell of a broadcast, and when you understand Black love and you got love for your sister like you got love for yourself, you ain't gonna ever ask her to pay 50-50. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, man. Peace and Black Power family. My name is Raheem Shabazz, and my co-host is the lovely Marcy Lee. And we are out of here, man. We'll see y'all Sunday, 7 p.m., right? Okay. Peace,
Okay.
Black.
Peace.